Hello everybody and welcome to another Kildare Library information video. Today we're going to talk to you a little bit about symptom checkers on the web. I think we all know that we're not supposed to Google our symptoms, and I'm sure that most of us have before. But today we're just going to talk a little bit about the different symptom checkers we can access and that these aren't all created equal. Now, before this video starts, I just want to say that it's very important never to rely solely on an online diagnosis, and that I would always suggest going to see a medical professional if you have any concerns. So please do not rely purely on any diagnosis here. But if you do want to check your symptoms online, then not all symptom checkers are created equal. To make this video fair, I thought the best thing we could do is pop to the NHS Choices website. So this is a website by the NHS which just contains lots of different information on various conditions. In this case, we're going to look at iron deficiency anemia, and you can see here that I've got a little symptoms list just at the start here, which has the most common symptoms, and then also a less common symptoms list too. These fantastic pages also have lots of other beneficial information for you. So if you do want to look up anything about various health concerns online, the NHS website is always fantastic for that. The first symptom checker we're going to look at is WebMD. Any of you who have Googled symptoms before have probably come across WebMD. It's a very popular site and it's always very high up the results on Google when you do type your symptoms directly in. In this case, we're going to look at a 27-year-old woman. And we're just going to list all the main symptoms from that NHS page. So we've got tiredness, shortness of breath, noticeable heartbeats, and pale skin. So if I just pop onto here, I'm going to do tiredness, lethargy, shortness of breath, palpitations, and pale skin, which are all of our main symptoms there. What I'm then going to do is just pop on here and look at the less common symptoms too, and I'm just going to add in the headache on top of that. Okay, in this case it's asking what type of headache, so I'm just going to put a dull headache. Okay, so all of my symptoms are in, and I'm just going to hit the continue button. At this stage, it's going to ask me a few more questions, so I'm going to say no, I'm not pregnant, and then we've got current medications or past conditions, but I'm just going to leave those blank and continue. While that's checking my options, I'm then going to move over to this website, which is patient.info. And this also has a symptom checker, which we can just see here. If I click on this, it'll take me through to my options here, and you can see that it's already set to female and 17 to 29 years old, and we're not pregnant and in Western Europe. So all I need to do is start entering my symptoms here. Okay, so we've got all my symptoms in, and now I can submit those. So while that's checking, I'm just going to pop back over to the WebMD site. So you can see here it's got my list of possible conditions, and you'll also notice that none of these are actually iron deficiency. So we start with poisoning and we work down to acute kidney failure. However, there's no mention in these of any possible iron deficiency. And if I keep scrolling down, you can see it still hasn't featured there. There we go. So it's 3 deep into the see more blocks of results before we actually get to the iron deficiency option. So if we move back now to symptom checker and I scroll down, you'll see that the first result available to me here is iron deficiency anemia and then B12 deficiency as well. If I click this option, it's going to open this up for me and give me a little bit more about the condition. So when I look, it's going to give me some information about it, and it's also going to tell me what iron deficiency is and the causes of it. Once we've looked through there, up at the top, you'll also notice that this has a specific author and a specific date that this has been written as well. This is a great piece of information because it means that somebody is accountable for it and they're taking responsibility for the content of the article. You can also see it has been written by a doctor. We'd again always advise you speak to a medical professional. However, if you do choose to look at your symptoms online, I would strongly recommend patient.info as opposed to some of the more popular ones which may be slightly higher up Google, because this is a specific patient information resource which is designed for you. Thank you very much.